Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. As Americans cast their ballots for the 2024 election, Vice President Kamala Harris and Donald Trump will face off in less than a month. The most recent polls from the New York Times show that Trump may be losing his grip on older generations of voters with just weeks to go, and Harris is 3 points ahead. A further twist is that the Florida presidential race has had a turbulent polling period. The most recent NYT poll has upended expectations, once more placing Trump ahead by a mile, despite multiple polls showing that Harris is just 2 points behind Trump and his lead is dwindling. 538's most recent average of national polls shows Harris leading Trump by 2.6 points. For several weeks, Harris has consistently been slightly ahead of Trump in national polls. Harris leads Trump by 46% in the most recent New York Times Siena College polls by a 3-point margin. Young voters and people from non-white backgrounds continue to be Harris's strongest supporters. In the meantime, white non-college voters make up Trump's main base. Meanwhile, the poll suggests that older voters are no longer steadfastly Republican, much to the dismay of the Trump campaign. In fact, both groups effectively tie the two candidates, because Trump is only ahead by 1 and 2 points within the plus 2.4 error margin. Every election since 2000 has seen the Republican Party win over 65% of the vote, though how this might change in the final stretch is unknown. Women continue to lean left while men continue to lean right among Trump and Harris voters. Trump has typically been more successful in developing that reputation than Harris, despite both candidates promising change. There has been a lot of interest in polls in Florida in recent weeks, with Harris appearing to encroach on Trump's lead in his home state. However, this poll also demonstrates that Harris is now more likely than Trump to represent change, 44%. Particularly, the results from the historically Republican pollster RMG Research showed that in Florida, where Mar-a-Lago and a number of important Republicans are located, Trump received 50% of the vote and Harris received 48%. However, polls conducted this morning by the New York Times show that Trump leads in the Sunshine State by a significant plus 113 points, with 55% of the vote to Harris's 41%. Despite the fact that this is inconsistent with a number of recent polls conducted in the state, New York Times analyst Nate Cohn asserts that this poll is not an anomaly, writing, "Mr. Trump performs admirably in states where Republicans had a strong midterm performance in 2022, such as Florida. This poll is therefore not an usual outlier. It suggests that the upheaval during and after the pandemic has had a lasting effect on American politics if Florida becomes more Republican in 2024.